Yo, how are we doing, everybody? So today I'm doing a guide on the boss fight versus Genbu. So Genbu is the water fiend, one of the 4 fiends guarding the crystal shrines in Musa. So Genbu here is resistant to quite a few elements and weapons. You do not want to try to fight him with Red Mage, as he resists and then absorbs the other element that Red Mage is able to put out. With Black Mage, it's okay as long as you're only using Blizzaga or Blizzard. And then with the Arcanist, like, I'm using the Arcanist here myself, but I'm really just using it for its like high magical output and subbing Black Mage so I can do the Blizzagas and do as much water damage as I can. The Arcanist, I won't be really utilizing it too much. I'm mostly just leveling it up, to be perfectly honest. With Gloria, I have her over here using Rampart as a bastion just so I can protect from a lot of attacks. Though using that ability, it is a buff, so I can be countered. I have to look out for that. And also physical attacks as well can be countered, so you do need to be a bit cautious there. If you have counter savvy on your physical attackers like I do on Adele, it's very easy to throw out those attacks and not really have to worry about them too much. And then even just here with Rampart, I can absorb some of those blows, though I would prefer to take something else than lose my Rampart charge to the counter. Because yeah, right there using counter savvy, I'm able to get my buff off, and even though he counters buffs, I can just move out of the way, which is really, really nice. Now, a strategy I like here against Genbu is if you use artistry abilities, you can just remove his reflect, and he will spam a lot of turns trying to get that reflect back. He also has that ground spike attack he just used a second ago. It completely destroyed my Rampart, but having the Rampart there, it's really just there specifically to block the ground spike, so I feel pretty good about that. When this boss uses its BP, it's likely going to use ground spike 1 or 2 times, so having that Rampart is very beneficial. And then aside from that, he's mostly just using the armor piercing plug, which does hurt my Adele there. She is going to drop, unfortunately, but we can bring her right on back. I'm using White Mage here. I found it a little bit more useful than Spirit Master, just so that I could use Arise on multiple targets. But I don't really utilize that too much in this fight. I had a previous fight with Genbu that went a little bit more difficult, but using this strategy with the Purifies, the boss is attacking me a lot less. I found this very useful. It's interesting because I'm not actually dealing damage with Purifies, but because the boss itself is so transfixed on trying to default every turn, and if it's not defaulting, it wants to put a reflect on if it doesn't have reflect. So I'm really wasting the boss's turns, and I get so much more utility because I have 4 characters that are all performing actions, whereas Genbu's just its one self. Once it gets to low HP, it does start doing this. As you can see, Gloria has Reflect casted on her. The boss likes to cast Reflect. Obviously, it's going for throwing you off of your own groove. If you're trying to heal your own teammates, you might accidentally heal Genbu, so be very careful when it starts casting Reflect on you. Since I have the artistry abilities already, I do try to take advantage of that as well to reduce the boss's physical and magical defenses. So right here, I can do 4 Blizzagas, doing a lot of water damage here. Normally, I would only do like somewhere around 1,000, but we're doing nearly 3,000 because of the artistry abilities. And then yeah, I can do the same thing with physical as well, dropping the physical defense so I get higher physical damage, and bam, that is going to be the fight versus Genbu. This fight, just like the Immortal boss fight that I did yesterday, very straightforward, just a couple of counters you have to look out for, and then yeah, smooth sailing. If you have any questions, just let me know in the comments down below. But yeah, that's going to be me. Peace. Thanks for coming by.